1.
As our world changes, we'll keep you up to date. News Talk KVNU, 102 FM, 610 AM. Also on the new KVNU mobile app.
I'm Bill Walter, KVNU News. City officials have decided not to be so grinchy about reducing weekend hours of operation for the ice skating rink at the Carol and Jim Law Plaza in downtown Logan. On Tuesday, city officials announced that the ice skating rink would be closed on Sundays for the rest of the winter season due to the lack of patronage. 2 days later, on Thursday, Mayor Holly Dane said they have reconsidered. The mayor explained they are going to bring back Sunday skating by popular demand for the remainder of the season to see if attendance picks up on Sundays. Daines added that city officials are also evaluating the daily 90-minute skating session that begins at 4 p.m., which has also shown little public demand. Under the revised schedule for the holiday weekend, the skating rink will only be closed on Christmas Day, Monday, December 25th. During the holiday period between Christmas and New Year's, the ice skating rink will be open from December 26th through the 31st, and on New Year's Day, January 1st. The ice skating rink officially opened on November 25th during the city's Christmas parade and tree lighting celebration. The judge has issued an order for the release of the remains of Tylee Ryan to her family members. The body of her 7-year-old brother, J.J. Vallow, was also found buried on the same property back in June 2020. According to East Idaho News, the state of Idaho had retained custody of Tylee's body since the finding, but District Judge Stephen Boyce signed an order on Wednesday authorizing its release to her next of kin. Colby Ryan, Tylee and J.J.'s older brother, is expected to take custody of the remains. J.J. Vallow's remains were released to family members in October. Lori Vallow Daybell, the mother of J.J. and Tylee, is currently serving a life sentence after being found guilty in May of first-degree murder for their deaths, as well as conspiracy to commit the murder of Tammy Daybell, Chad Daybell's former wife. Lori is awaiting trial in Arizona on charges of conspiracy to commit murder for the death of Charles Vallow, her fourth husband, and Brandon Boudreau, her former nephew-in-law. A jury trial for Chad Daybell, who faces murder charges, is scheduled to begin on April 1st in Ada County. And a 36-year-old man has been arrested on a murder charge after officers responded to a Roy home where they discovered a 2-year-old boy unresponsive and his twin sister with apparent injuries from assault or abuse. Jonathan Dunn was booked into the Weber County Jail on 1 count of murder, 2 counts of aggravated sex abuse, and 2 counts of aggravated child abuse. Stuart Hackworth, a spokesperson for Roy Police, reported that they received the call around 10 a.m. on Thursday. Upon arrival, officers found a 2-year-old boy in cardiac arrest, unresponsive with obvious injuries from assault or abuse. The boy was immediately transported to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead during transportation. A second 2-year-old girl, identified as the boy's twin sister, was also found inside the home. Hackworth said that she was transported to a nearby hospital, also with obvious injuries from assault or abuse. KVNU weather for tonight, a 40% chance of drizzle and snow after midnight, low in the mid-20s. Cloudy with light freezing drizzle and snow likely in the morning, then partly cloudy in the afternoon, high in the mid-30s. Partly cloudy in the morning, then clearing on Sunday, high around 30. You can always get more news at CashValleyDaily.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Broadbent with Alpine Home Medical. I'd like to invite you to learn more about us. Since 1997, we've been Utah's premier one-stop shop for home medical equipment. What sets us apart at Alpine Home Medical is the superior level of customer service. We provide home oxygen, CPAPs, wheelchairs, scooters, breast pumps, and so much more. Come on down and get to know us.
Alpine Home Medical, we bring wellness home.
Visit alpinehomemedical.com.
Security.
It's the most precious thing you can give your home, especially if it's guaranteed. No cheap locks, no weak keys, no inadequate hardware, just the expertise and precision and security. Beezer Lock and Key believes there's no place like a safe home, and no home safer than one secured by them. It may seem they only sell locks and keys, but what they really sell is peace of mind. Search Beezer Lock and Key or go to 4th North and 1st West and just add confidence.
Experience Barrel and Stave on Federal Avenue, where good food, good drinks, and good people meet, using local ingredients to create the most delicious taste possible. Barrel and Stave is a cozy cocktail bar offering a large selection of wines, whiskeys, and cocktails, along with an amazing selection of bar bites and weekly chef specials guaranteed to tantalize your taste buds. With live music every Wednesday night and Thirsty Thursdays that offer $2 off drafts, come and see what you've been missing. Barrel and Stave, Tuesday through Saturday evenings on Federal Avenue.
Maple Creek Ranch is excited to announce they just finished the asphalt on all the roads. So come drive the smooth roads and see what this piece of paradise is all about, which is now in its 4th and final phase of development. If you've always dreamed of living in the mountains, Maple Creek Ranch is for you. Surrounded by miles of wilderness, babbling brooks, horse riding, and hiking trails, with 2.5-acre lots to build your dream home. Learn more at maplecreekranch.net or hop in the car and come see it for yourself, just east of Franklin, Idaho.
It's never too cold or wet to get rid of that old vehicle. Now is the time to earn extra cash for the holidays by calling DD Auto and Salvage. Let them pay you for that junk vehicle. DD Auto and Salvage makes it easy and fast to get rid of your junker vehicles, paying you the most money possible. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan wants to pay you today. Call 787-1204.
That's 787-1204 today.
See store for details.
Hey, business owners, when it comes to your employee benefits package, you deserve the best. This is Matt Robbins with Quality First Insurance and Alera Benefits. We believe employee benefits should be affordable and hassle-free. Let's sit down and give your benefits package a fresh look. Call Quality First Insurance and Alera Benefits today, 435-752-0101.
As the year comes to a close, all of us here at Aegis Healthcare want to express our heartfelt gratitude.
This holiday season, we reflect on the privilege of being part of your lives, offering care, support, and compassion when you needed it most.
To our amazing staff who work tirelessly to provide exceptional care, thank you.
To our colleagues, neighbors, and friends, we extend our warmest wishes for a joyous holiday season.
As we look forward to the new year, we're excited to continue serving with even more dedication and innovation.
From all of us at Aegis Healthcare,
we wish you a Merry Christmas and a joyful holiday season.
When a friend or loved one is hurt, you want to help them. If your loved one was injured because of someone else's negligent or careless driving, help them by telling them to call the Advocates, now with offices in Cache Valley. We don't charge for the consultation or any meeting after, and you will pay nothing out of pocket while we fight for the settlement your loved one deserves. We only get paid if you do. Call the Advocates today at 801-355-5550 or chat online at utahadvocates.com. Your loved ones deserve an advocate.
When it comes to home care, it's important to know you have a choice. If you or a loved one is in need of hospice or home health services, remember that Primrose Home Care and Hospice believes in treating the patient as well as the problem. We work directly with you and your doctor to create a health plan that's catered to your needs. Our team is devoted to providing options in the freedom and safety of your own home. Visit us at primrosecare.com or call to schedule a free consultation. Primrose Home Care and Hospice, your local hospice and home health provider since 2006.
Hello, Cache Valley. This is Tom Hale at Blue Sky Restoration, formerly ARS. Remember, got a mess? Call ARS. We want to let you know that here at Blue Sky, we still have the same great staff, we provide the same excellent service, and are ready to help you in your time of need with water mitigation, mold remediation, or a fire. Thank you for trusting our staff and myself for over 35 years with your disaster needs, and we will continue to be here for you. From Blue Sky Restoration to you and yours, we wish you the safest and happiest holidays.
Happy holidays from the entire team at Adams Wealth Advisors. As we celebrate the joy of this season, it's also time to plan for a financially sound future. Wondering about tax strategies or required investment distributions? Adams Wealth Advisors has the answers. The Adams Wealth team is here to guide you through any complexities and ensure a prosperous new year. Happy holidays from Adams Wealth Advisors, where achieving your financial goals is their mission. Call today to schedule an appointment, 752-1702, or search Adams Wealth Advisors online.
you Gus's son?
I'm Owen. I'm to drive you to Wichita to catch a train?
Yeah, we'd appreciate it.
Train don't run out of Wichita. Unless you're a hog or a cattle.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa,
Bill, if you're out there listening, this one's for you. Caller Bill, not a producer Bill. Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. It is the For the People movie show. Andy Morgan joining us here in just a bit. A lot to talk about. It's officially Christmas weekend, so new films opening for the holiday. The big one, of course, based on a book that was also pretty big, is The Boys in the Boat, which is opening this weekend and will be playing at both Megaplex theaters here in Cache Valley, looking at their calendar going ahead. Sad news for everybody. Sad news. And I mean this. And the reason this is so noteworthy to me is that I would have never predicted this would be something I would ever be saying for anyone other than me, a fan of even the old ones. But Godzilla has left Cache Valley. If you didn't see this movie, I really... I talked a bunch of friends into going to see it. And this was a group that I would guess... other than one person in the group and myself, maybe two people in the group and myself, a group of about 7-8 people, we went to see it, knowing it. I'd noticed that it was not going to be playing after last night, so we all went. I'd seen it already; they hadn't, and these were people other than myself and two others that had probably never, if they had ever seen a Godzilla movie, they hadn't liked it, to say the least. But it was really not at all what you'd expect from a movie that is titled Godzilla, specifically Godzilla -1, which is, well, you have to see the movie to see why it's called Godzilla -1. But it's really good. When this makes its way to one or other of the streaming services or digital rental through your rental service of choice, it honestly, it is really worth seeing, even if you have never before seen a Godzilla movie, or even if you have seen one of the older 1960s or 70s Godzilla movies and hated every second of it. It is, I mean, honestly, it is very much worth seeing. And I just, that is so noteworthy in and of itself. Because it's a Godzilla movie, but it's not at all what you'd expect. It is a really well done story, some great characters, and it has a point beyond even a giant monster that and some cool special effects. It's just it was really well done. Still playing in theaters here in Logan. Wonka opened just last weekend, starring Timothée Chalamet. Playing a young Wonka. This is the Willy Wonka origin story. The film, well, I'll tell you this, not really a spoiler because it's an origin story. The film ends with him walking into the building that becomes the Wonka chocolate factory from the famous Gene Wilder Wonka movie. And it's great. And I got to be honest with you, I won't spoil this, although if you've seen the poster or read anything about it, you've already read about this. But if Hugh Grant doesn't win an Oscar for his role in this, he is being shortchanged. Best use of Hugh Grant in a movie in a side character kind of role ever. And he's just, he knows exactly what he's doing in this role. It's very, very funny. But it's pretty good, actually. It's I didn't expect it to be. It's, as Andy mentioned as well, it's a musical, original songs, but some throwbacks to some of the songs made famous by the Gene Wilder version. of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and it also has some amazing special effects, but not really overly done, and it has a pretty cool story. So if you're looking for something for the family to get out and see, that's one to check out. I'm not sure that any of us, myself, Andy, or anyone in the world will be saying the same thing about Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom, which has opened here in Cache Valley this weekend. Wonka from last weekend. This weekend we get 3 new ones. So you still have Everyone Hungers for Something, The Hunger Games, and the blah, 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 Songbird Snake something. I don't know. People are very excited about this one, and I don't know if it's bad or if it's just the excitement of the Hunger Game movies is worn off at this point. This is a prequel with some of the most iconic characters from the Hunger Games movies, younger and developing into their roles. It's not what you'd call a flop, but even diehard fans don't seem that excited about it. So take it for what it is. But opening this weekend, brand new to Cache Valley, we have Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. If you've seen the trailer for this one, you'll know that I'm pretty sure at this point that DC is just putting out movies they've made because they feel obligated to follow through on that, except the one that now everyone wants to see that they pulled and said nobody will ever see, the Batgirl film. Now everyone wants to see it because why would they completely kill and made it was done and they yanked it. It was either that bad or I don't know, but now everyone wants to see it, myself included. Aquaman, I guess they decided was good enough to still put out. But the trailer, man, it does not. There was nothing in that trailer that grabbed my attention whatsoever or made me think, well, that will at least be cool. To me, it looks like an entirely overdone CGI extravaganza with a confusing and overly complicated storyline and some jokes that at least the ones in the trailer didn't even get a chuckle out of me. So not that excited about Aquaman. Migration is in, though. This is done by Illumination. Well, I don't know if they're a competitor to Pixar, but they're in the same world and they do things very differently. Illumination, of course, behind the blockbuster hits Despicable Me, Sing, The Secret Life of Pets, the Minions movies. So you know what you're getting in there. It stars Keegan-Michael Key, really funny comedian, and turned obsessive gym bro, which was kind of weird, Kumail Nanjiani, and Carol Kane making a comeback to film. And these, of course, are all voice acting roles for these three. And it looks pretty funny, to be honest with you. It looks like, if you're looking for something for the kids especially, it looks like this might be a good one. Here's just a bit from the trailer.
We're on an adventure. Seeing what else life has to offer. Is that a little scary? Sure. But isn't it worth it?
We're not going to make it, are we?
Uncle Dan!
Yeah, see, it sounds kind of funny. And as the name implies, the plot appears to be a bunch of birds migrating. And that is, you don't have to be a movie critic expert like Mr. Morgan to figure that out. And also new in Cache Valley opening here, something called Anyone But You.
Boo!
A comedy
no,
romance.
I'm just kidding. Remember we talked about that last week? It's everyone's favorite fighter pilot, not named Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
Glenn.
Glenn.
He was last week. Last week.
By the way, they have Glenn playing Ben. Anyway,
you know what? I watched the trailer for it, and here's my thing. I kind of like him. He's got kind of like what I would say like kind of a Bradley Cooper quality to him. That he's just starting out. He might be able to develop into something more than, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but like, a square-jawed, handsome fighter pilot. But
you need actors like that, right?
You do, but like I remember in the early 2000s, Bradley Cooper, and this actually will play nice into some more talk about Maestro, because I do want to talk about the Utah Film Critics Awards, but or we haven't done the awards yet, but the nominations were released last Saturday. But Bradley Cooper in the mid 2000s, he was always the jerk boyfriend, right? You know, he kind of.
Oh yeah,
he wasn't.
I forgot about that.
And this isn't a guy that he just hopped on a bus from Texas. When he was 21 and headed to Hollywood to make it big. I mean, this is a classically trained actor. Like from New York City that. Very talented, which shows you too again how difficult it is to break into this business. And it took probably a good, I want to say, I don't know, probably till Silver Linings Playbook for people to really go, maybe Bradley Cooper is more than, just the jerk boyfriend / Phil from The Hangover. Classic Phil.
That's what he was.
Classic
yes.
Phil.
I forgot about Phil.
But the one person I have a hard time with, honestly, in this movie, and I have a hard time with her in everything, but maybe a portion of The White Lotus is Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah,
because I feel like Sydney Sweeney just like they were.
It's
this is so rude. I feel like that they were on set one day and they were like, you know what? Where is this person that we need? And they were like, you just got to go grab somebody. And then they went to a coffee shop. And
I'm not busy.
She was like, I guess. That's how I like every time she talks. That's what I hear. All right, I guess.
Yeah, and I struggle because she looks like. So there's a TikTok account that makes fun of Instagram and TikTok influencers, and it's animated. And she looks like an animated TikTok influencer in a satire. There's just something about maybe she sounds. This also stars Darren Barnett, who I just saw Gran Turismo a couple weeks ago, and this guy is also being talked about as a future. Film
future Hall of Famer,
future film star hunk. But if you've seen Gran Turismo, there's a scene where it only happens once in the movie, but something happens, and he has to smile, and it looks predatory. And it's uncomfortable, and this also
it's got a kind of an Army Hammer quality to it.
It's funny you mentioned the whole actors who become
just kidding, not really.
The people that play fighter pilots in movies and volleyball with their shirts off. Dermot Mulroney is in this, and that's where he started. That was his predicted career trajectory.
Well, yeah, him,
and then Dermot was like, "Nope, art house films. That's all I'm doing," and he managed to eke out a decent career being a little more off the beaten path.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to articulate this correctly, but one of my favorite things to watch is to watch people actors evolve over time.
Yeah,
I think it's fun. I think it's I like example would be Chris Hemsworth. If you took the DeLorean back to 2000 and what was it 9 I think 2009 when J.J. Abrams did the Star Trek reboot.
Yeah,
and if you'd have told me that the guy that was playing Jim Kirk's father for 15 and a half seconds right in the beginning of the movie would end up becoming honestly, I mean, I know people will think of him as Thor and an action star and stuff, but he's got great comedic timing. And, I think with the right kind of movement, Chris Hemsworth could be somebody that, weirdly and, we could be like, wow, Oscar nominee Chris Hemsworth?
I think the first time I realized that he could do something like that, we talked about it last week already, so I won't get into it again, but his role in Vacation. Because he has to play he has to play a pretty two-dimensional character, but the way it's played, that actually took some acting skill. By the way, Anyone But You is directed by, and it seems like this was a movie you saw and surprised me by liking, but I might be confusing it with Paddington. But he directed Peter Rabbit 2.
No.
And Peter Rabbit.
That was never...
And Friends with Benefits.
I'm just going to say right now that... Talk about two opposite genres there. No, I have never...
You ever seen Peter Rabbit? Okay.
No.
It must be Paddington.
You must be thinking of another
was something
film. You
like
must be thinking of Sean Means.
You saw the sequel to it, and you really liked it.
That was Paddington.
And was it Paddington?
Paddington 2,
okay.
yeah. Which... Also, Jason, the king of the segue, is plays out really well because we're gonna talk Wonka. I know you've been giving everybody the lay of the land in terms of what is playing. But yeah, Wonka, we got to talk about. I also want to talk about the terrible, terrible, terrible promotion of that film by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm sure you mentioned Migration is in theaters. There's a little family movie with a good voice cast there, and then
Aquaman right there.
I
can't believe you're mentioning it last.
I also want to talk about. I am Momoa'd out. Like I really am.
He is. You watch the trailer, and Jason Momoa literally looks like he's winking at the audience, going, "Look, I told him I'd do it a few years ago." So
I just think
here I am.
But that's like that's who he is in real life. Like honestly, like if I was his friend and like we were hanging out, and then he's like, "Hey, you want to go to the screening of Aquaman?" I'd be like, "Nah." I live with Aquaman every single day.
I forget her name, but there's a comedian with a special on Netflix that tells a story of driving down the road somewhere outside of L.A., outside of Barstow, like it's from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and just outside of Barstow. But she passes Jason Momoa with a flat tire, and he doesn't know how to fix it, and so she helps him.
That feels really weird.
It's the funniest thing, and she wraps it up by saying, "It's all true. Ask him." And it's
did somebody fact check that?
But I see Jason Momoa. He won't be back in Dune 2, but he was good in Dune. So he's got options,
right? Yeah. So what I would say is, if Hollywood is trying to push him into the kind of crazy guy, I think that does him a disservice. I actually enjoy it more as Khal Drogo probably than anything else in Game of Thrones.
See, he's great as that, but is there
Dune? You're right. I mean,
is there anything about the Aquaman trailer that made you think,
I gotta see this?
I'd like to see this.
I mean,
nothing for me.
The ocean?
Not even that. All I saw was Attack of the Clones.
That's true. When I
saw Attack of the Clones opening scene, too much CGI, no story, bad dialogue.
You're right. When I saw the ocean, I was like, I hope they fill that full of plastic where he lives.
I hope everyone drowns.
Wow. Jason took that to the next level.
Don't make Aquaman 3.
Hey, did you also mention the Iron Claw is out?
Yeah,
that was a Christmas release. I don't know much about it.
All I said is I said goodbye to Godzilla, the surprise hit of the year.
Yes,
see that movie. Seriously, I'm not kidding. And then I set up your we're going to be talking about film critics nominations.
Yeah, a little bit, and also what people don't expect. I know a lot of people like to go on Christmas and see movies. There'll be a few things that are popping up on Christmas Day for next week.
Iron Claw, Boys in the Boat.
Then we get into the desert of cinema for a while.
The art cinema month of January. We'll be back with more of the For the People movie show right after these headlines with KVNU's Bill Walter.
Thank you, Jason. KVNU News brought to you by Mount Logan Laundry. Holiday decorations in Preston are taking on a greener glow this season, thanks in part to Rocky Mountain Power's Blue Sky program. The community served by Rocky Mountain Power are not only illuminating their surroundings, but also making a statement in favor of renewable energy. Through the Blue Sky program, they are matching the electricity consumption used for their local lighting celebrations with clean, emissions-free energy resources. Preston joins a group of 15 Rocky Mountain Power communities that are embracing this sustainable approach to holiday celebrations, from the Christmas tree and the lights adorning trees and buildings in Preston to Hogle Zoo's displays to the dazzling 100,000 lights brightening up downtown Laramie, Wyoming. Each community is ensuring that their local lighting festivities are powered by renewable energy. Altogether, the community lighting initiatives are receiving robust support with nearly 197 megawatt hours of Blue Sky renewable energy. A Utah man who served 2 years in prison for breaking the arm of an infant in 2016 is charged with killing a 2-year-old boy and badly injuring his twin sister. Jonathan Allen Dunn of Roy is charged with aggravated murder, aggravated child abuse, and 2 counts of aggravated sexual abuse of a child. Dunn called 911 Thursday morning to report the boy was not breathing Investigators say Dunn confessed to punching, hitting, and pinching the children and pushing them into a closet door frame on Wednesday night. Both were covered in bruises. The girl was taken to the hospital to be treated for a brain bleed. Dunn was ordered held without bail and is scheduled to appear in court on December 26th. KBNU weather brought to you by Whole Tree Care. The guys at Whole Tree Care trim trees all winter. In fact, winter is the best time to trim because visibility is perfect with no leaves. Plus, your trees are dormant, making it easier on your trees. Call 435-760-6587. Chance of drizzle and snow after midnight, low in the mid-20s. Some light freezing drizzle possible in morning and some snow as well. Partly cloudy in the afternoon, little or no accumulation, high in the mid-30s. And then partly cloudy, then clearing on Sunday. High temperature around 30 degrees. It's been to 41 today. Get more news at CashValleyDaily.com. Is your family visiting for the holidays, or are they already here? Well, they have laundry to do using your machines, and it'll take away hours from your family time. We'll send them to Mount Logan Laundry with the large 55 and 80-pound washers and dryers that dry 30% faster. They'll find clean, comfortable environment with free Wi-Fi internet and drop-off service, and they'll be back in no time. Recommend Mount Logan Laundry. They're at 5th East and 9th North in Logan, or in Brigham City on the corner of 1st East and 7th South. Mount Logan Laundry, the cleanest spot in town.
ABC News, I'm Daria Aldinger. The Supreme Court's tossed out special counsel Jack Smith's request for an expedited review of former President Trump's claim of presidential immunity as it pertains to the federal election interference case. The justices say a lower court must review it first. The UN Security Council adopting a resolution calling for a humanitarian pause in the Israel-Hamas war to get aid into Gaza. Riyad Mansour, Palestinian envoy to the UN, calls it a step in the right direction.
There is no way to release those held captive but an immediate ceasefire.
The U.S. and Russia abstained from the vote. Commerce Department report the Fed's preferred gauge of inflation shows prices fell slightly last month. A holiday tradition for First Ladies.
'Twas the night before Christmas.
Dr. Jill Biden reading
house.
The Night Before Christmas to patients at Children's National Hospital in D.C. And once again, the president accompanied her, the first chief exec to do so. This is ABC News.
The New Year's Eve celebration at the Riverwoods Conference Center is looking to be bigger and better than ever. Don't wait to reserve the biggest night of the year with a delicious New Year's Eve buffet. Appetizers, soups and salads, garlic rosemary prime rib, brown sugar Dijon pork loin, blackened salmon, braised short ribs, and more. And the dessert bar, endless decadent choices including cheesecake swirl brownies, turtle cheesecake, chocolate-covered strawberries, and there's more. You don't want to miss New Year's Eve at the Riverwoods. Reserve today, 750-5151, 750-5151.
This is Ryan at My Mattress. Life is good. Life at My Mattress is good too. Why might I say that? Because today is a good day to slay a Goliath. The other day I went into a mattress store here in Logan that has 2,500 stores across the country. I'd say that's a Goliath. We were 20% less expensive on every bed that we both offer. We may not have 2,500 stores, but we are #1 in Cache Valley. Better product and better prices. Isn't it time to sleep exceptionally? Only at My Mattress.
Christmas is almost here. Are you still looking for that perfect gift? If so, S.E. Needham Jewelers is the place for you. We have fine jewelry pieces starting at $29, sparkling diamond earrings starting at $149, diamond bands made of 14-karat gold at $249 with financing available. For gift ideas, take a look at our extensive watch and gift selection, or make it simple and stop in for a gift card in any valuation. There is still time to shop for the people and occasions that matter most. S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block at the sign of the clock.
Thank you. UNI Furniture wants to say thank you to all of their friends and customers. UNI Furniture is grateful to be a family business, now in their 5th generation. For over 90 years, they've always offered a good product at a good price. And that's why they say you'll always find a better buy at UNI. Stop by and see them this holiday season with lots of store-wide specials and great bargains. Purchase any sofa or sectional, and UNI says thank you with $100 off on any chair to go with it. UNI Furniture in downtown Logan.
It's that time.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People movie show with Andy Morgan here in the studio. We have Utah Film Critics Association Best of the Year nominations to talk about. We have, again, 3 new movies in theaters here in Logan. Sadly, Godzilla has left, but I'm serious. Go see that, seriously.
Yeah, if you can, for sure.
It was just not at all what you expect. It is good, but... we have Anyone But You, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdoms, and Migration. Yep. Migration actually looks funny. And Wonka.
And then Tuesday.
And The Hunger Games still playing,
Wait,
too.
what day's Christmas? Monday?
Yeah, is it actually Christmas Day that they're going to...
I think it is. Yeah, so Monday, Christmas Day, you've got
Boys in the Boat?
Yeah, Boys in the Boat I think is actually playing now.
I don't see it. I thought it would be.
Maybe I'm wrong. I am wrong. I stand corrected. So Providence on Christmas, you'll be able to see Ferrari.
I'm looking forward to this.
I don't remember if we talked. We can talk about that today because
Michael Mann's big return.
Yeah,
and we'll see if he can do better than
I
Miami
have thoughts.
Vice.
Yeah, I have thoughts on that.
I was a huge fan of Michael Mann films. I liked everyone, and then Miami Vice came along, and it was just.
Well,
I think he needed to take the break.
Let's talk about Ferrari in a second because I do have a review of that.
Okay, that's Adam Driver, right?
Yep. The Color Purple musical comes out, which I still am surprised was a musical.
Not sure that needed to happen.
I mean, it can happen, but I was like, yeah, you go back to the Steven Spielberg movie in the 80s and it's...
Sing along, folks.
Yeah. Hey, everyone, let's sing along with racism. It's fun.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
It's a sad story. And I just don't...
It's not...
You know what? This needs songs. Whose idea was that?
Yeah. Boys in the Boat, that comes out. That'll be at the University Theater on Christmas. And that is George Clooney directing.
Is he in it or just directing?
I think he's just directing.
Okay.
So yeah, he's
based on a best-selling book.
Yep. But let's really quick. I want to talk about just a couple things. Wonka, who you mentioned, you got the Paddington 2 confused with Peter Rabbit 2, but Wonka is from the director and writers of Paddington 2. Paddington's great too, that's a lot of twos in a sentence. Paddington 2, the original, the first movie, is also great. Yes, but Paddington 2 is definitely. I hear from so many people who I would not expect to hear that from. Say that movie destroyed me in a good way. You know what I mean? And here's what I'd say. Wonka the studio did a very poor job setting this up for success. It's going to get success, and it has had success because just who's in it, who's made it, and But from an award standpoint, this is an award-worthy movie. I almost would consider it Best Picture. I probably would have put it on the fringe of my nominees if I had access to it prior to our voting deadline.
It was way better than I expected.
It's just...
I didn't think it would be bad, but it was. I thought it would be acceptable.
Well, and I don't. There's
for
nothing...
a holiday family film.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No,
but it was actually great, and I think it also. This is interesting. Did you feel like it was definitely complimenting the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka?
Yes, but not like in your face.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't.
No, I think we're forgetting about the Johnny Depp version.
It wasn't like mean to Johnny Depp's version or anything. But
Johnny Depp's version is serial killer version.
Like I already told listeners this. So if this is a spoiler to you and you were listening in hour one, you just twice you've had it spoiled for you. But there should be no surprise to anyone that this is a prequel. This is an origin story. He's going to end up with the big chocolate factory. And when they show that at the end, spoiler alert, it happens, though.
And they don't really show it. It's his dream.
Yeah. When
I love when he crosses the bridge and it says daydreaming aloud.
Yeah. and when it's kind of sketched out, I went and looked because I was curious. It's the Gene Wilder factory that he envisions
and there's
that building.
The Oompa Loompa part, where he says...
If Hugh Grant doesn't win a...
Good day, sir.
An Oscar.
I said good day. You see where he gets that from.
That was... I think that would actually be a very hard role to be that funny in. Because it's not his body. It's just his face on a little body. and it's Hugh Grant, and that alone is funny. and that it's Hugh Grant.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch Dune now. I'm going to be honest with you. I was actually waiting for something in Wonka where he would like rise up out of the chocolate and say, "Father, the gobstoppers have awakened." No, he's Chalamet's great in it. It's a beautiful film to look at. It's heartwarming. The songs are great. It's just if you haven't seen it and you're looking for something to see on Christmas,
Chalamet was actually better in a lighthearted role than I thought.
I agree.
Be. I didn't think
better singer than I thought he would be.
Well, I thought it'd be the one downfall that because Willy Wonka has to be a little silly and kind of he
delivers the lines perfectly.
Yeah,
but I do have a question, and I need. This is obviously Wonka. I think I'm going to need a Wonka 2 because I need to know what happened between this movie and the third movie, or the Gene Wilder version, to turn Wonka into a murder of children.
Have you seen the tweet? There's a tweet that goes around as well. It's a viral thing. It's a faked conversation.
Yeah,
and, those ones that are like me, my wife, me, my wife, and so it's me and my wife on the Willy Wonka tour. Me, silence. My wife, silence. Me. Kind of a lot of, and his wife interrupts him and says, "A lot of deaths for a tour." And
yeah,
it's just really...
We never see the kids come back, right? So it's like, who knows? Anyway,
it is actually quite violent for what is considered a family friendly Disney.
I would say
movie.
Given all the Willy Wonka stuff, this is by far, I think, the best overall Wonka movie. Gene Wilder's version still has it's a place in my heart.
Really good villains in this. Although
but funny.
It's a little bit of a lift from Les Miserables. A bit.
Olivia Colman,
the evil innkeepers.
Yeah,
but Olivia Colman.
Well, and the chocolate cartel. That was another.
That was actually hilarious.
So chocolate, and then
because it makes sense that there actually would be.
Yeah, and then Key from Key and Peele shows up as the town sheriff or whatever, the constable. I don't know what he is. And oh my gosh, he was funny. He just kept getting bigger. Car's getting smaller.
By the end of the movie, he can't get out of the car.
Car shrunk.
They're paying him in chocolate, folks. It's just honestly, it's a really well done, very great for the family movie, and it's not dark.
No,
it's got
it's got enough to pull you to be like concerned that. What's going to happen? But nothing that would be alarming to your children.
No, and that's where I think the Johnny Depp remake kind of fell flat, is that Johnny Depp was like actually creepy. And I think it made people uncomfortable that
people were like, did you channel Michael Jackson? He's like, no.
Yeah, he just sort of made like Willy Wonka predatory, and it's not. Yeah, it didn't work.
I think that's probably more Tim Burton than anybody else.
Well, this is very friendly, family fun kind of. And
PG.
With some nods to the original music too, although all the songs are original in this one. There are some nods to the Gene Wilder songs, and anyway, I was impressed.
On the flip side of that, on Christmas Day, if you go see Ferrari, I have thoughts on this. The first thought I have is I don't know why this was made. To be honest with you,
I'm so sad to hear that.
It's just. I don't know what the point of the story was. Maybe there doesn't have to be a point. I don't always think there has to be a point to a story.
That's kind of what I sort of liked about Michael Mann before, that like Heat and Collateral, like there wasn't really.
I mean, Heat was fine.
A point, and it was.
I think
they were cool to watch.
I think everything. I think it's been hit or miss since The Insider. The Insider's, like it was his last masterpiece.
Yeah,
obviously Miami Vice. We all have thoughts on that. Collateral with Tom Cruise. That's a fantastic movie. That's probably
one of my favorites.
That's
actually.
Michael Mann's last gem. Really,
it's so good. It's one of the few movies with Tom Cruise that you will forget.
It's Tom Cruise. Yeah,
which is hard to do. Which is what makes Tom Cruise kind of irritating in movies. That he's always Tom Cruise. And he's so famous, and you forget it's him because he's actually forced to act. And,
that's what happened in the Jack Reacher movies.
Yeah,
that you were like,
you kind of forgot that.
Yeah, it was you're watching a Tom Cruise movie, not a Jack Reacher movie. But Ferrari, I mean, it kind of picks up. There's smart things about it. It just Like, it was shut out of our awards, period. I don't know if anyone even nominated it for anything.
Really?
Adam Driver did not get any acting nominees. It picks up in this part of Enzo Ferrari's life where his company's about to go bankrupt.
Well, his whole life's falling apart, isn't it?
In
the 50s?
Yeah, by choice.
Like his wife's leaving
He's
him.
got a mistress. He has several kids with his wife, but they have a son that passed away. That seems to have torn them apart a little bit. He has a son with this
mistress.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the right word, but and then he decides, he's like, everything on us selling and kind of revitalizing our car company that he jointly owns with his wife, who's played by Penelope Cruz. It hinges on this race. And so it's about his relationships with the racers, his, not really putting them in dangerous spots, but just kind of having to deal with sort of the death and carnage that kind of comes with these races back in, the 1950s or whenever it was. I will say this, and I was kind of warned about this going in, because I think Ferrari was either at the Cannes Film Festival or the Venice Film Festival, and someone had said it has one of the most graphic race crash scenes that they'd ever seen.
Really?
In recorded in recorded history on film. And I can confirm, just as sort of like a trauma thing, that
Really?
it's in the last maybe 15 minutes of the movie, and it is legitimately brutal. I mean, there was audible gasps.
Really?
When I was at the screening that I was at. So it's, be forewarned. I can't not, this is how I would describe Ferrari. I can't not recommend it. It's not, I wouldn't call it stellar. It's fine. I think, if you're curious, if you're an Adam Driver fan, if you're a Michael Mann film, it's definitely worth the while. But, if it's, other than that, I don't know how much you'd be doing cartwheels coming out of it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's odd. That
Do you
think, has he lost it, or is it?
I think.
Because honestly, I think what made Michael Mann films, why he was one of my favorite directors for a while there, they were so stylish.
It's stylish. It's stylish, but it's dropped down by the story.
Heat is actually a work of art. Like I
agree.
honestly think it's
brother.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a work of art despite Al Pacino.
Well, but let me say this though,
he doesn't drag it down.
Ferrari, there are good things.
Brother.
It's just, what it reminds me of, Jason. It reminds me of a lot of movies that I will put into this cadre, this cabal of old directors, of Spielberg, of Clint Eastwood, and of Ridley Scott recently.
Oh, okay.
That there are glimpses of their former selves, but there's just something not cohesive. That's the word.
I hope Michael Mann
It's
gets
just
it back.
not cohesive. There was nothing that I was like, oh my gosh, I got to see that again. And honestly, I know The Fabelmans was nominated last year. Not my favorite show.
Yeah,
clunky.
I really enjoyed it, but yeah, it wasn't. That's not his best.
All of Clint Eastwood's recent things, Cry Macho, The Mule, clunky.
I'm one of the few people that like Cry Macho. The Mule was.
We need, what?
Like just. He should have just mailed everybody in America
I'm gonna put you in my
letter
trunk after the movie show. There's
Here's what I think.
Did you know
about
you're
it.
you're the first person I've actually heard to say that they liked Cry Macho.
I did. I like the little. I like the.
Oh, you like the little kid,
the rooster, and the kid, and the relationship that he and this old guy kind of like. They don't like each other, but they are forced to get along for survival reasons. And I liked the movie, but I recognize. But I also there was another one that a while ago that was not really Hell or High Water, something like that.
That one's great.
I really like that one, and everybody thought that one was clunky too. And
well, that got Oscar nominations, so I'm not sure if we're.
Yeah, I'm not. Cry Macho shouldn't get Oscar nominations.
No, No.
I just
hey,
that's the last movie I remember really liking that a lot of people were saying was not that great. So you're saying go see Migration or Anyone But You or Wonka, or hold off for Boys in the Boat on Christmas Day.
Yeah, are we
skip Aquaman?
Are we doing
Ferrari?
Are we going to do a 2-hour end of the year show next?
I think we
next
should.
Friday.
There's so much to talk about from the year, Barbie and Oppenheimer and all that, and then also next year looks big.
Yeah, I think next Friday I will give you my final top 10.
Can you give us any hints about that? So we'll also talk in more detail about the than we're able to this week with the
film critics.
Yep. But were there any surprises
in my top 10?
There from the film critics in general, or are you not allowed to talk about
no,
that?
we publicly released our nominees.
Oh, they're out. Okay,
not really. I will give a little teaser. The top 5, the best pictures, our nominees were The Holdovers, which teaser is my favorite movie of the year. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
Oppenheimer. Past Lives.
Wait, the Holdovers, what?
That's Paul Giamatti.
Oh, okay.
That actually, that ran the ticket with the Utah Film Critics in almost every category.
That's on Amazon Prime and something else right now.
Yeah,
to rent.
I would say I
forgot I wanted to see
it. It is my favorite movie of the year.
Really?
Absolutely. And then again, Past Lives and Poor Things.
Oh.
Poor Things was not my favorite movie of the year. I don't know how that squeaked in there.
That's
Spoiler alert, I will not be voting for that in 2 weeks.
You weren't a fan?
It's just...
So no one nominated anything that made you go, what?
I mean...
Because I know last year there was one.
I didn't see everyone's ballots. There was one. Rachel McAdams got a Best Supporting Actress nod for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Oh,
but no. But I true confession, I haven't seen that.
I did. It was a really good movie. Not a nomination for best.
There's a few things I got to catch up on, but for the most part, it's solid, and we can talk more about it next week.
Okay. All right, there you have it. A 2-hour movie show next week. We'll recap 23, look at it 24, talk about the film critic nominations and award season and more. And that is our show for today. Wrapping a bit early to make room for transition to Al Lewis and the Aggie Game Day right after this here on KVNU Logan.
Tis the season, and if you're getting engaged, bring that special someone to S.E. Needham Jewelers. You'll love our extensive selection of beautiful engagement rings. Also, you'll select a diamond from Utah's largest selection of loose diamonds. You'll find a unique ring at an affordable price with diamonds direct from Antwerp, Belgium at internet pricing. It just doesn't get better. And you may also take advantage of our 12-month interest-free financing. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7, where Utah gets engaged. S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, at the sign of the clock.
Text and whatever. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's ski season, Cache Valley, which means season ski rentals. This is Mark at the Sportsman, where we have over 20 years of season ski rental experience. We rent to kids and adults. Come in to get season ski rentals for your entire family. Starting at $69.99, you will get the right gear for your kids to ski this year at the Sportsman on Main Street in downtown Logan with tons of parking in the back.
Welcome, friend. Nice to see you again at the Sportsman.
Dr. Josh Red, chiropractic physician, explains how Red River Health and Wellness can help you.
If you have low thyroid and you're taking thyroid medication, the biggest question you should ask yourself is what's causing my low thyroid specifically? If you don't know the answer to that question, it's important to call us. At Red River, we identified triggers that will cause the low thyroid to begin with. One of the most common causes of low thyroid is a disease called Hashimoto's disease. This is an autoimmune disease that is a lot more complicated than just a primary thyroid issue. This is why people will be on thyroid hormone but still feel little to no improvement because nothing's being done to address the bigger, more complicated problem, which is Hashimoto's. If you have low thyroid or you have an autoimmune disease and you're on medication and still don't feel well, call Red River.
Schedule your appointment today at 855-55-RIVER. Red River Health and Wellness with offices in Logan, South Jordan, Springville, and St. George.
Call Red River today.
Thank you. U&I Furniture wants to say thank you to all of their friends and customers. U&I Furniture is grateful to be a family business, now in their 5th generation. For over 90 years, they've always offered a good product at a good price. And that's why they say you'll always find a better buy at U&I. Stop by and see them this holiday season with lots of store-wide specials and great bargains. Purchase any sofa or sectional, and U&I says thank you with $100 off on any chair to go with it. U&I Furniture in downtown Logan.
Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
'Tis the season at Murdoch Hyundai.
These deals are going faster than Santa's reindeer.
This holiday season, receive the gift of 0% for 5 years, plus no payments for 90 days on a new Murdoch Santa Fe or Tucson. And every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty, and owner's assurance.
When you walk through our doors, you feel like family.
At Murdoch Hyundai in Logan, Linden, and Murray, and online at murdochhyundai.com.
Call 866-628-3065 or see dealer for complete details. Offer expires 1/2/24.
Great gift ideas are at Jarek's Fine Jewelry for every budget. Pearl jewelry, sterling silver collections, watches, diamond and gemstone, earrings and rings, and the largest selection of engagement rings in northern Utah. With a gift from Jarek's this Christmas, whether you spend $5 or $5,000, the message is the same. Make it special, make it Jarek's.
Jarek's Fine Jewelry. Make it special, make it Jarek's.
Spend less time at the post office. With Formax and Mint mailing systems from Les Olson IT, you can quickly, accurately, and easily process your outgoing mail and even save on postage. Fold your documents, stuff and seal your envelopes, print addresses, weigh and measure to apply proper postage, all with the click of a button. With multiple model options available, you're sure to find a Formax solution and Mint mailing device that perfectly fits your business needs.
Les Olson IT.
This is Dr. Paul Daines at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. This time of year is filled with wonderful sounds, from music and family parties to an I love you from a grandchild. Don't miss any of these special moments. Let us help you or a loved one with a plan to improve your quality of life through better hearing. Visit us at 485 North Main Street in Logan or call to make an appointment at 753-4327. That's 753-HEAR or find us at cachehearing.com.
The home of Aggie basketball, with pregame beginning 1 hour before tip-off and postgame interviews and Aggie call after the game on News.